Woohoo! Just voted. It has been insane how many text messages I've been getting. This is my first time voting in Pennsylvania. There's not a standardized way that people vote. Even just driving down the road for me here, we see signs for both parties. Good morning, everybody, and happy election day. I'm sure everybody knows and has been watching the news. I feel like this election's been pretty big this year, very controversial. A lot of people have a lot of opinions about it. I know I've been keeping up with the news for like months, just kind of like watching everything go down. Everything comes together today, and so I'm heading to my local fire department to go submit my vote before I go to work. Then I'm going to be watching most of the day. Oh my gosh, there's so many cars. Wow, it's busy. Oh wow. I might be later to work than I thought I would be. Woohoo! Just voted. There's my sticker that says I voted. Now we're headed off to work and I get to watch the polls and the news today. Guess we'll see. It's always like an anticipation. I feel like I don't really know how to describe it. It's just, especially now, because this is my first election that I've been actually like following and involved in. I feel like my last election I was freshly 18. I wasn't really following the news or anything much on it, but this one I've been following pretty close, and I'm just really interested to see how the results are gonna go. Yeah, I feel like it's gonna, either party is going to lead the country in a very different way, and so I feel like it's not even like it's gonna be close the next 4 years. So whoever gets elected into office, it's gonna be, I feel like, a very drastic difference between the two parties. So yeah, I guess we'll see how it goes. I'll keep you guys posted through the rest of the day. Let's go head off to work.
Michigan, Nevada, North Carolina, Georgia, and Wisconsin. Candidates need 270 electoral college votes to win. There are 93 up for grabs in these states. Pennsylvania offers the biggest prize with 19 votes, the most of any swing state. Most experts agree whoever wins the Keystone State will likely win the White House.
Hey guys, I'm on my lunch break now. I was just sipping on a Dr. Goodwin, I guess. Thought it was a Dr. Poppy, but I forgot that it's Olipop. But I'm on my lunch break. I'm at the park. I've just been kind of watching the news today. There's still no like actual updates yet that I've heard. Apparently there's not going to be like an actual official update until like 6 p.m. tonight, but it sounds like a lot of people are voting. A lot of people are going to the polls. They've been like talking about wait times and things. The other thing is I've gotten so many text messages today. I will put some screenshots up of what my messages have looked like for the past like couple weeks. It has been insane how many text messages I've been getting, and I think it's because that I live in Pennsylvania, which is like the top swing state. So it's like exciting being a part of the swing state, but at the same time, like we're getting, I feel like it's actually like harassed at this point. Like we're getting so many. I probably have gotten within the past 2 days, I would want to say like probably close to 30 to 50 messages, because if I'm thinking, I deleted 4 rounds of text messages yesterday, which was probably about 10 messages each from different numbers. So that's like 40. And then today I've probably gotten another 10 to 12 just halfway through the day. It's just crazy. I feel like how many messages I've been getting, and it's from both sides. It's not like one side or the other. I'm kind of excited for the election to be done for that reason, because I've also gotten like several phone calls as well with like voicemails. It's all from Pennsylvania offices trying to get people to vote and stuff. So it's a bit hectic, I guess, at this time of year, but especially today. But I'm hoping that tomorrow it'll be over. Yeah, it is kind of fun being a part of a swing state. I wasn't living, this is my first time voting in Pennsylvania because we moved just about a year ago, or just over a year ago, and it's my first time voting in Pennsylvania and being a part of a state where like my vote really counts. It's just cool to know that like my vote's really important in Pennsylvania and has like a big impact on the way that the election could go. So that's how it's been going so far. I'll keep you guys updated if I hear anything else the rest of the day, but I feel like the news has just kind of been, for the most part, the same. It's just constant updates about different people speaking and giving reports on different state governors, like speaking about how things have been going for them. So I'll be super excited to be watching things later. I know that we're probably going to be tuned in for the rest of the night. So
those 7 states pivotal, and Pennsylvania with its 19 electoral votes is the prize. The Keystone State, meanwhile, may hold up the count.
Pennsylvania is one key example where the poll show is basically deadlocked. This could come down to a couple thousand votes either way, which means that we could be waiting for days as these states count these votes, which really presents an opportunity for misinformation, disinformation, and for one side to claim victory prematurely or without evidence, without the data supporting it.
I'm out of work now, and I am actually going to meet my sister for dinner. Still no solid election results or anything. I've been hearing things from both sides. Haven't heard much from the Democratic Party today. There haven't been many comments on things. Apparently they're saying that polls are gonna take like a couple days to process, especially in like the battleground states. I've heard just with some of the people, because I live in Pennsylvania and I work in New York, and so the people at my office, they were telling me about how they were voting, and like they apparently all had paper ballots that they were filling in bubbles, and they like had somebody print out their ballot as soon as they got there. But for me, I voted on an iPad. Like they verified me. I had to show them my ID since I was a first-time voter in Pennsylvania, and then I voted on the iPad, and then the iPad printed out my ballot essentially, and then I had to put that in the box. Just is interesting. People in my office were saying that they find it odd that there's not a standardized version of voting. There's not a standardized way that people vote, and I guess that is kind of odd. I guess like that kind of leaves more room for error. I guess like I feel like there should be a standardized way that we all vote. So that is kind of interesting. No real like exciting news yet. It's still kind of just like we're waiting for the polls to keep coming. We're waiting for the results to keep coming in. So I'm gonna go meet my sister for dinner, and then I'll head home. And I think at 6 o'clock was when Fox News is going to do their first report on, like, first official report on the election. So I guess we'll see how that goes. I'll see you guys when I get home. Okay, so I just made it home, and I am currently watching the first report come out, but this is what I'm watching. It's almost 7 o'clock. Love this like music that's going on. So it looks like there's 6 states that the polls are closing at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Pennsylvania doesn't close till 9, so those results for those states are supposed to come out right now. Looks like Trump won Kentucky and Harris won Vermont. So I guess this is all we know. Oh, there's a couple counties that have submitted in Florida.
The prize for the White House is on. We're monitoring some of these early results in as well. Let's bring into the conversation some more of our analysts, experts, and reporters, including Riley Rogerson there. Results coming in quite fast here, but at the top of the hour, these states, so many people are watching. Georgia, North Carolina. Georgia has 16 electoral votes. North Carolina, 16 as well here. We're going to get results in those battleground states.
The Trump camp is clearly paying very close attention in Philadelphia. The Harris camp as well has been projecting a lot of optimism about what they're seeing as good turnout in a very blue stronghold, which they hope will counteract where Trump is doing better in kind of the middle of the state and some of the suburban counties. So, you know, the numbers are everything, and it's just a matter of which counties really turn out for, you know, Trump or Harris. So the House, I think, could be on the scale of weeks before we have a solid answer.
Oh, it's still early. What do we make, Austin, of these results here?
Yeah, so this is a very small batch of results that have come in. 1,500 it looks like for Trump so far, 1,200 for Harris. Polls closing about 11 minutes ago in the Peach State. We're not expecting to get any bellwethers, and I think we just saw the results possibly update there. And what I'll do is I'll pull up that race because we can, and there it is. So yeah, we're seeing now 78,000 votes for Harris versus 63,000 votes for Trump. So we're getting in a little bit more context as to how people are leaning. We don't know exactly where these votes are coming from, but we do know that Harris so far, with only 3% of the votes tabulated, Harris has a 10-point advantage over Trump.
So this is our update as of 7:12 p.m. Now I'm gonna go do my workout. I just wanted to watch the actual news update other than just the map. So that's what Fox News is saying, and I am going to do my workout, and that should be about 40 minutes, and we'll see where we're at then. So that's apparently 11 states, they said, 13 states, I don't know, that just closed their polls and the results are starting to come in. So it sounds like that's going to be slowly coming in over the next hour or so. So I will keep you guys posted. Yeah, that's your 7 o'clock update. Okay, I just got done with my workout. I'm checking what Fox is saying. Now I'm gonna check the map. Trump's up, I guess. This is a popular vote, 90 to 27. And it is 8:02, the Senate. And this is the House. The House is 20 Democrat, 39 Republican. Harris is 27, Trump is 90 for the electoral votes. But we only have this much so far. So we still have a lot of the country to go. I thought I saw something about Pennsylvania and I was like, there's no shot that Pennsylvania is done already because it's only 8 o'clock. It's like 8:02. Oh, my sister just texted, said the race for Pennsylvania is on. So I guess they must be talking something about Pennsylvania now. Let's go back to Fox. Do you see how fast this chat is going? That's actually crazy.
One polling place, 1013 Ellsworth Street, that is going to be kept open late. It will be kept open, as I understand it, from very recent information from election court until 8:23 p.m. Is that a result of a bomb threat? I will be getting into that very shortly, but the short answer is yes. All right.
Thanks.
So
This now in South Carolina, Trump beating Harris there. He gets 9 electoral votes in the Palmetto State. If we can keep going as well, Trump with Florida, take a look at that. 30 electoral votes in the Republican column there. Trump winning Florida yet again, like he did in 2020, over Harris with around 87% of estimated votes. Kind of the AP calling this for Trump. Trump will win Florida there as well. In the meantime, though, we do have a race call on the eastern seaboard, Massachusetts, going for Kamala Harris. Harris getting Massachusetts's 11 electoral votes. Moving back down south to Mississippi, this going for Donald Trump, former President Trump, getting Mississippi's 6 electoral votes there in Mississippi. So, like I said, a lot of these race calls coming in just at the top of this hour here. No surprises, no shockers there. This was to be expected. Austin Westfall tracking it with me as usual here. A lot of race calls at this hour, Austin.
You're going to see some lighter shades of red. Georgia, that's one of those key battlegrounds that we're watching. That means that it's leaning in Trump's favor. Let's pull up. So right now, Trump actually has a 14-point lead over Harris, and that's with 36% of the votes counted. So with just over a third of the votes counted so far, Trump maintains a 14% lead in another key battleground state. This is North Carolina, the Tar Heel state, where Harris is above right now. Harris has an 8-point lead over Donald Trump. We do know that those are the battlegrounds that we're tracking, were Pennsylvania, and yeah, let's focus in on some of these other ones. Pennsylvania, some consider this to be the biggest prize out of them all. The easiest path to victory for both Trump and Harris is through Pennsylvania. Only 5% of those votes have been tallied so far. There's still a lot to go. The early returns are favoring the Democrats. Harris has a 50-point lead up on Trump right now.
Very interesting information. So like you said, it's only 5% right now, primarily blue. And I guess, like, obviously we won't know, like, long-term what that's gonna mean. I'm curious to see how things go, like, by county, because I know in Pennsylvania it's really dependent on, like, where in Pennsylvania you are. Even just driving down the road for me here, we see signs for both parties. So there's, like, little pockets down each road that's kind of like Harris, and there's other pockets that are more Trump. So it's just kind of interesting seeing that, and, like, also being shown, like, on the news, the national news, that, like, our state is that important for votes and things like that. It looks like that's our 8 o'clock update for now, especially on Pennsylvania. I guess we'll keep checking it as the night goes on. I feel like we'll probably have more accurate answers by like 10 p.m. I'll keep you guys updated. All right. It is 10 p.m. I've like gotten ready for bed if you couldn't tell. Democrat 83 in the House, 131 in the Senate. Harris is at 81. Trump is at 191. But I've been seeing other maps. It says Trump is ahead 52.2. So it looks like we're still waiting on a lot of the Democratic states to come through.
You see where the tally stands right now. Trump with 198 electoral college votes. Harris with 99, though it is still early, of course. Polls now closed in some of these western battleground states like Nevada, like Arizona, like Montana, like Utah as well. We're tracking some down ballot races in those states, including some of these key Senate races there as well.
So it sounds like it's still pretty early. I don't really know how it's going state-wise. It was sounding like Trump's taking Virginia. It was sounding like there's more of a lead for Democrats to take Pennsylvania. And there's still a lot of votes still coming in. So it's still really early to tell. I don't think we're going to have much of an answer tonight, honestly. So I think we're probably going to have more of an answer tomorrow. Probably where I'm going to leave this vlog for now. And I will see you guys in the morning with more updates. Unless if anything crazy happens, then I'll let you know. Good morning. I'm looking a bit rough right now, and I am about to get ready for work, but I have just checked the results of the election. It looks like Donald Trump has won. It looks like there's still some states that, like they're still submitting votes and things, but as far as the stats go, this is what I keep checking for, like, actual validation on things. I think this is probably the most accurate thing as opposed to, like, the news and stuff. I think that this is what most people are getting their information from. Don't quote me on that, I'm not entirely sure. But it looks like he has passed the 270 mark, and Harris would still have quite a bit to even come close, but since he's already passed it, it's like, that's a guaranteed win. And so these red states that are like kind of maroon or like rust colored still have not had all of their votes put in. Quite a crazy turnout. And then as far as the Senate, looks like Republican, there's still some seats to go. The Democrats have lost 3 seats, the Republicans have gained 3 seats. It looks like the House is still going. As of right now, the Democrats have lost a seat, the Republicans have gained a seat. This is how the state of Pennsylvania ended up looking. Looks like it was more red. And just a few of like the bigger cities that were blue. I mean, that's a pretty interesting race, I would say. It was definitely really close for a while. But I guess those are the results, and I guess now we just keep our eyes peeled for more news. I really do look rough. Apparently, we haven't heard anything from Kamala, so I think she's supposed to make a statement this morning. So I guess we'll keep our eyes peeled for that. I think I'm gonna conclude this vlog here, unless if anything crazy happens by the time I upload it. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. Thanks for joining. I hope you had a great time. You'll have to comment below if you're happy about the results or if you're not happy about the results. I'm not going to share my stance on things. I'm just glad that the election's also over. So thank you for joining me for my first election cycle as a Pennsylvanian and getting to see what it's like living in a swing state. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.